We're going to work with these two tools, the lasso tool and the rectangular and elliptical marquee tool. So just to get started, the marquee tool has a square and a circle, and so I can make any size any kind of size of a rectangle or a square if I hold down my mouse and drag. If I click, hold down my mouse and drag. So I could add to this rectangle by holding down my shift key and clicking and dragging. Or I could come up here to this option here where it has this double square that indicates that I can hold down my mouse and drag, and that I don't have to, I do have to hold my shift key. Yeah, you have to hold your shift key and then it'll combine. So as you can see, these are more on an angle, and this square isn't really going to work for me, or this triangle, I mean this rectangle isn't going to really work for me. So I'm going to use the lasso tools. Primarily I'm going to use this polygonal tool, lasso tool, which allows me to put points down and then drag a line across. So I'm going to click a point, click, drag, click, drag, click, drag, click. I have to complete the box in order to get my marching dances or my selection. I can hold down my shift and do that for all the other windows, or whatever windows I want to select. Maybe everything on this building on the white side I'll connect to. Okay, I'm holding my shift key down. In order to maintain the selections that I've already made, I have to hold my shift key down. So I now have all the windows on this side selected, and I'm going to go under Select, Save, and I'm going to save this, I'm going to just name them Windows White on the white side. So I'm saving this selection into what's called a new channel on my image. So if I now click off of here, or click off to the side anywhere, I've lost my selection, but I can get it back by coming under Select, Load Selection, and then find my window white, and then I'll have it selected. So I'm going to save this image and move on to the next. Okay, the next image that we're going to work with is this jacket on this background, wooden background. This is a fairly simple object to select because it has pretty much the same color going through it, and then the background has the same color going through it. But it does have the shadow, and that might make it a little tricky. So we're going to focus on working with these object and quick selection tool. We're going to start with the quick selection tool because this offers an opportunity to get detailed or find little areas that we can select that shift in value or maybe even in color. So the first thing I'm going to do is when you click on your tool here, your quick selection tool, it becomes a brush. So you can control the size of your brush by clicking on your bracket tools on your keyboard, which is 2 down, row 2 from the top over to the right. So your left bracket tool will make your brush smaller, and your right will make it larger. So I'm just going to start with kind of a medium size. And this tool actually gets smarter each time you click on it and drag and then stop. When you click on it, drag along the image and make a selection and then stop. So I'm just going to grab these pixels, and you can see right here that it went outside of my jacket that I want to select. So I'm going to hold my Option key down, and with my Option key you can see that there's a minus that becomes inside of the circle. That's telling me it's now gonna take away pixels instead of grab pixels. So I'm gonna hold my Option key down and take away some of those pixels that I've selected, okay? Now I'm gonna come back here and continue. You don't have to hold any keys or Shift key down. You just start to slowly grab some of these pixels, stop, and then start again. It's better to kind of do small incremental areas than to do the whole thing all at once. Like I said, it gets smarter each time you stop and then click back on it and have it grab pixels. Okay, so here I have my pixel. This is a little weird in the way that that's a shadow. I think we're just going to keep it like that. So I'm going to do Command 1 to bring it down, and I'm going to hold my space bar that turns into a hand to go around and look to see. Command 1, bring it up. I see that I'm still missing part of the collar, so I'm going to come in here and went too far out, so I'm going to hold my Option key down and then grab that. Still has to be selected. I'm going to hold my Option key and take away some of these pixels. Okay, so this is my selection. Command minus to bring this down. I'm going to come here, save my selection, jacket, outline, and now I have my selection saved. Can click off of it, or Command D will take away your selection. I want to save this. If I don't save it, Photoshop won't remember it. So I'm going to save my file. It's a Photoshop file, and there we go.